Hey y'all, today is a tricky topic. It's about debt. Whoa. I hate to talk about this, but we have to talk about the deepest issue financially. So let's go. Hey y'all, what's up? Natasha here. Welcome back to C'est la vie. Thank you so much for tuning in. We have 47 downloads left to reach the 1,000 downloads that we wanted to reach. Basically, I wanted to reach it by myself without any other help or effort. I wanted to get just right into it and talk my opinion and just get what I want by myself with your guys' support, because you have to like what you hear. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for downloading, for giving me reviews, for sending me DMs. I had my first DM today. No, it was 2 days ago, sorry. I had my first DM 2 days ago on a wonderful social media about my wonderful social media. And I received a question, and the question that I want to talk about is a little bit the response. So I hope the person that sent me the question will have the response, and hopefully the person will like the response also. Guys, please don't forget to share, like, subscribe. If you guys have questions, I have my social media on top and on the bottom of my description of my podcast. You can click on it and right away write me a DM with questions that you like to know, or you want me to give you guys my opinion about it, and so forth and so on. So let's go right into it. Like I said, I received this message from, I don't know, maybe it's a friend or whatever. The person didn't really have pictures on it, a lot of plants on her, on his or her social media account. I couldn't really know if it's a real person or not, but I was just happy because I received a message. I was like, yeah, it started to work. Anyways, I'm a bit overhyped today, so I have to go down low. The person was talking in general, how I made it work, if it's coming to debt when I came new in a new country, how do I manage it to get it together with debt, and my debt, how was my financial status? Because if you guys didn't know, I decided to start my life afresh with a pregnancy on the way, with a child on the hand. I just got a breakup from my fiance that I reconnect now. And I just said, fuck it. Basically, I start all over. So I moved to another continent with 3,000 pockets in my hand and start a new life. It was the weirdest decision that I ever made in my life. But I said, let's go for it. Who knows what the result will be. And I must tell you guys, I am more at ease now than I was when I was there. So in the end of the day, it has a plus and a minus. But the way wasn't easy. And I am talking about it on my podcast regularly. So if you guys don't know a little bit, go ahead, listen to the periods earlier, listen to the podcast earlier. I have a lot of episodes out now, so I think I got enough to talk about. So basically, that was my status at that time. It was like around 4 years ago now, because 4 years passed very fast. If you are under stress, you don't really realize how fast time goes. And by that time, I really had a little bit of money. I just received allowance approval to work in a new country with a work permit. So I had to hustle. So I was working like crazy with 2 jobs, having a job in the morning while my children is at the daycare or at school, and having a job at night from home while my children are sleeping. So I basically wasn't sleeping. I don't really know how I made it, honestly. I just was working because one thing that I always had in my mind was this: I don't want to have that much debt. I don't want to have that much debt. I don't want to have that much debt. Then the series of testing phase came, which was like last year. That's why I wasn't really available for you guys. I'm so sorry. I was mentally not ready to talk about it, but now I am ready to talk about it. So I said, okay, let's go for it. I need to continue my passion just for fun that I'm doing all the time. So I'm talking about it. Basically, I had 8 months that I wasn't allowed to work because my permit at that time was expired, and at the same time my new permit wasn't there yet. And the period of COVID make it that the delay of renewal of permits and the waiting period was so long that I overstepped the 6 months time. I waited almost 8 months until I received my extension of my permit so that I can continue working. And during that 8 months, guys, I had 5 credit cards. 5. I used all of them plus my savings. So you imagine, you don't have anything coming in. You are just increasing your debt like crazy. And on top of it, you have to have a mentally stable mindset not to panic in front of your children because you are the only breadwinner. And it was, for me, not easy last year, for real. I needed to get myself together. I needed to do this immigration thing, paying for all this paperwork until it's worked. And then just the waiting period drove me crazy. But I made a lot of debt. That's when I learned one thing. You can have good debt, you can have bad debt. The good debt is the debt that people take, like if they have a plan, like a strategy. I want to buy a mortgage and I just want to have the mortgage, like for example, for 10 years, pay it off and then refinance or something, and then I buy another mortgage. Investments, debt is good debt if you have a plan. Bad debt, if you don't have a plan, you just go right out buying stuff that you can afford, buying a car that you just have paid, that you make payment monthly, and buy unnecessary stuff that is over actually your pay rate first of all and your lifestyle that you don't need actually. This is the bad debt. And what I learned last year is no matter if you have good debt or bad debt, if situation happens that you don't have the option that money comes in, you're fucked with good debt or with bad debt. Why? Because as long as the money rule, as long as you have the money working, as long as you have something coming in, something going out, then all these expenses and all this income, nothing will happen to you no matter if you have good debt or bad debt. But the moment you either get sick, you either get disabled, you either can afford to pay for some things, you either have a family issue, or in my case, you have immigration issue, you are FOCAT. Is it right, folks? I don't even know what to spell. Okay, you know what I mean. You are really in a serious issue. And that's when I learned that no matter how good or how bad it is, you have issues if you can afford to manage it. If you don't have any plan B, C, D already prepared if situation like this happen. So that's when I really, really, really understood the value of saving. That's when I really, really understood the value of, girl, be careful. Be careful. Everything that you pay with the credit card, you have to pay that credit card amount back. Be careful. I was like around, if I'm not gonna, because now I'm better, because now I paid off all my credit cards. I have 2 jobs again. So I was able to pay everything off very fast. I have just 1 credit card left that I have, which I think it has something like 4,000. I had a 5,000 limit. Now I'm around 4,000 now. But my goal is to pay it off like next month or in the 2 months time. basically so that I increase my credit score. So I want to increase my credit score to 800 so that I really can go right away for the next big project that I have in mind. So therefore, that's the only thing that I have left. But I have 5 credit cards before, guys. So you can imagine how many hours I worked the moment I received my paper on December. The moment I received it in December, I think I was working since January. Now I'm back to the normal fast, like 40 hours a week, 50 hours a week, But I usually was working 14 hours a day. 14 hours a day. I had 2 now I don't have it anymore, but like since January, I took one full-time job that was it was a 3 months contract, and my basic job that I have, and that's what I did. And it was literally, I was working 70 hours a day, a week, not a day, 70 hours a week, around 16 hours a day. That's what I was working since January, just because I wanted to pay off this debt. I realized it last year that it's a problem, because one thing I realized is that the bank, when they own you, they know they have to pay you the money back. They're gonna make like small payments and give you and make time to pay it off for you and give you excuses why it delays and all this bullshit. But the moment you own them, they are knocking on your door. They are literally like brutal, and they will kick your ass in every moment that you possibly think you have a breathing time. No, they will still call you like crazy every week and disturb your life, literally. And that's what I realized. And I was like, guys, I was paying everything on time. I was paying everything every second. I am just now in a situation where I am not allowed to work. It's not that I don't want. I'm just not allowed to work. So is it possible to make like to freeze my bank, my account for a couple months and then continue? No. If you don't do this, if you don't do that, we're going to destroy your credit score. This is the kind of attitude you receive if you own them something. And that's when I was like, okay, you know what, guys? I am not going to continue with this debt issue. I mean, America in general, we have this debt mentality, this debt lifestyle. I see many people living beyond their means because the credit card is available. I can pay my credit card today. I can pay this credit card that with this credit card, pay this one with this credit card, pay this one with this credit card, pay this one. A lot of people, they are just managing their lifestyle with all these credit cards. And they forget that you still have to pay these people. When you're sick and you can afford to pay them, you have them on your neck. And I understand that if you want to make big moves, big investments, and you don't have the means, but you have a business plan that works out, and you have a strategy that works out, and you have investors that work with you, I understand when you take that bold risk and take a credit to buy a mortgage, to buy assets or something, because you know like in 2, 3, 4 years time, this asset that you bought will either pay it off or maybe would increase your value so that you can continue with credit. I get it. But if you are not a person that is already stable enough that they can say, if this doesn't work out, I still have enough backup for myself so that I can still stay, I will not be homeless, I can still stay strong on my 2 feet, then I will not say to risk it for real. Save your money, put investment with the money that you have, and utilize it the right way to make investments that you want to make. But don't take a credit or don't increase debt in your life if you know you will not be able to pay it off, because that's dangerous. And the other thing is really, we need to learn. In general, we people, we really need to learn to live not beyond Owings. Because getting debt is easy. I mean, I apply for a credit card today. I get a call tomorrow if I'm eligible according to my credit card. I have in the next couple of days, max 10 days, I have a credit card with an amount, I don't know. So it's easy to get into debt. Or you want to have a car. Oh, we have financial plans. You want to renovate your house, you need new furniture. Oh, no problem. We have financial plans. All these financial plans are debt that you take, that you are paying with your salary monthly until you paid off. Oh yeah, you have. We want to buy. So I want to buy something with my Apple card. Oh, no problem. Buy now, pay later plan. The pay later goes off your salary, and many of us we don't get it. Many of us really didn't grow up with that financial education like other people. Me personally, I grew up with a father that's, I'm sorry to say, Daddy, but you were very stingy. so that's why I really developed this. I need to have this lavish lifestyle. But I didn't understood why he was like this. But now the older I get, the more I'm like, oh, my daddy was right. But I will not tell him that. But he was right. Basically, I learned that there are times for everything. There are times where you can afford some luxury for yourself. There are times where you have to save an amount. There are times where you have to invest in an amount. There are times when you can do all together, but at the same time have something as a puffer to either to give to charity or to give to family members who need it, something like this. But all these things is possible if you have a plan, if you have a budget list, if you have everything, like a list for everything in one. And if you can afford something, don't strive for it. Close your eyes, move your way, and wait till then that you can afford it. You don't need to buy with your first salary a Birkin bag or a Chanel bag just because you see that all of your friends have it. You don't need to buy the latest Dolce & Gabbana shoes, but you don't have a place to stay. You don't need to buy fancy clothes or fancy perfumes if you don't have a full fridge and you're hungry all the time. That doesn't make sense. You have to rethink your financial plans, your financial stability. You have to rethink your status. And that's really, really what bothered me the most when I was in my period last year. Subscribe, share, like, and of course, follow the wonderful podcast in all major canals from Spotify to Apple to iTunes to Amazon. We are everywhere. So just follow up, click, like, share, leave a review, and please, thank you. Relax, take a popcorn, and continue to listen. Like I said, last year I learned a lot of things. I learned how to save. I learned that we need to prioritize our means. We need to prioritize our stuff. So what I discovered was, okay, I had a debt around, I don't even remember, it was I think around 8,000, 10,000 ish, because of all the 5 credit cards that I had. And it was basically my only income that I had. So I had the bank on my neck, I had my family that I still had to feed, and I didn't have the validation from concerning my paperwork. The moment I received the validation for my paperwork, I learned a lot from the YouTube library, guys. I must tell you, during that time, I learned a lot from YouTube library. How to save, how to invest, where to invest the best possible, the secure way, how to manage your money better, what can you do to improve your lifestyle, how can how can you make money by sleeping, basically. How can you develop multi-stream of income? All these questions, I Google it, and every video on YouTube gave me the perfect answer for me. Guys, if you are in a situation where you are really choking almost and you are in debt, first thing first, learn, get the information, get the boundaries that you need to get, paper, get work, all the information, learn it, sleep with it, sleep with it, eat with it, whatever what you want, take a jog with it, take a podcast, learn all the information that you need. That's the first thing that you have to do. I had time to do it because I didn't have to work, and I had a lot of free time on my hands, so that's what I was doing. And that's the first thing. The second thing is I made a list of everything. So I have my orange. I went to the $1 store. I was looking for the most brightest, most shiniest, most annoying color for my financial plan. Why? Because I am more a visual person, so when I see that color on my desk, I know automatically it's about finances and I need to be serious. So I took like a really, really neon orange notebook. Neon orange. I put my name on it. I put financial plan 2024. And I listed everybody that I own money. I listed everywhere that I want them, every circumstance where I can get money, and I listed a complete plan how I want to reach there. I learned the hard way, and I needed to do better. So that's why I made that plan. And then I started to decide, do you want who has a priority first? That's the thing that I was deciding. Who has the priority first? Where is the fire already burning, or where is just a little flame? Because where the fire already burning, this is the people that I have to pay first. And where is the little flame? They can still wait a couple weeks until I can have myself together, if you guys know what I mean. So that's how I planned it. That's the second thing that I did. And the third thing, after doing this and after I got my first approval to start working, I had a side hustle. I had a business. I still have the business because it's small. It's not really developing because I don't really put the effort in it right now because I'm really more focused to settle my main job and to settle my second job. And my side hustle is really from time to time that I'm doing it. It's like once a week right now, but it has potential to be a good business, but right now it's a side hustle. And this one fill the holes, the small holes, which is okay. Therefore, I set up the 3 income like I learned on YouTube: side hustle, second job, business. Main job. I really manage all this child sleeping time if possible, which is I'm still on the 5-6 hours a day mark right now because I can do more right now, unfortunately. Anyways, I put my plan together, and from the first day of January, I start to hustle. I worked. The main months I paid almost off. I'm already now already now, after a month I was already on 20% paid off. Then I called some people, reduced my interest rate, tried to negotiate with I used repayment strategy with some of people. But then I was like, okay, even if I made the repayment strategy, they still increased some transfer fees between 3 and 5%. So I was like, maybe it's better if I pay the credit card complete, because I learned it from one YouTube video. One guy was like, it's always better to pay it complete. If you have the option, do it complete. Try to reduce your expenses, do it complete. So that's what I did. On February, I remember very good, my daughter was so pissed because I couldn't afford a special day that she wanted to have with her friends. I couldn't afford it. I told her, girl, you know exactly, I did work for almost a year. It was 8 months, so almost a year. I need to get back on my feet. So all extra expenses I can afford. The car, I had to give back the car because I couldn't afford the monthly rate. So, and I wanted to save that monthly rate. So I get my bus ticket that I paid like $100 a month. So I reduced my expenses this way. I reduced the apartment we had. My daughter has her own room at that time before. When we changed my contract, I changed my contract completely. I reduced to she and her brother, they have a room now together. I gave her my room. I sleep in a couch. Now I don't have a couch anymore, so I made like a bed. I made like a side corner with me with bed and everything, so that I can save. The apartment was $300 more expensive than the apartment that I have now. I saved $300 for the apartment. Still the perfect view on the water. Still really nice. Just one room less. My children have the master bedroom. I split it perfectly fine. Got some stuff on IKEA. A friend of mine said it that perfectly. We really separate the rooms perfectly so that my son has a nice place for himself and my daughter has a nice place for himself. They have a bath en suite, so they are actually perfectly fine. The room is like you really don't remember that this was a big master bedroom. Now it's the two bedroom basically, because we put like a nice place that separates them both, privacy and all this thing. Is really looking very great. And me, I'm the only one who doesn't really have privacy, because my corner is the corner that I had as an office is now my bed area, kinda. So I found solutions to reduce everything, and I reduced everything. So on February was really like I reduced everything. March, I paid 3 credit cards at one off, and I was so proud of myself. I'm like, 3 at once, yeah. I just have 2 left, yeah. I just have 2 left. I was so happy. And now we have like April I paid the 4th one, and now I'm like really the one that was a flame kinda. It's the one, funny thing, it's really the one with the highest amount that I had, with the 5,000 amount that I had. And this one I was continuing to pay the minimum payment that I have to do, and now I'm continuing to do it until I have everything together to pay this one also off. So like you see, my goal right now is to get rid of debt, because I saw what it can do if you don't have anything coming in. And it can happen to everybody. It can happen to everybody. I saw some experience that during making my research, there were some millionaires. They lost everything just because of a car accident. They couldn't pay off that debt that they was using to invest and everything. And unfortunately, some friends were helping them, but they were not helping them. They were just helping them during the time they couldn't afford anything. But after a while, some friends, of course, they were like, we cannot help you anymore. You need to find solution, which can cost you a big issue if you are not capable mentally, physically to work. When you are not capable to manage your things together and everything. So that's what happens to one millionaire. And he was like, if I knew, I would not go this route. And he said he lost almost everything. Since then, he also decided, okay, he would take the debt to pay off some investment, and then the moment the investments paid him exactly the double of, he paid it off right away. He doesn't want to have them on his back anymore, because he has more freedom, he has more financial stability if he pay them off, because all the access belongs to him 100%. It's not 150 million access and 80 million debt. It's 150 million access and 150 million 100% profitable for him. So that's the difference. And after listening to his podcast, after hearing to other things, I was also like, okay, I think that's the strategy that I'm gonna do. If I can afford a debt, I will do the good debt, buy the thing that I want to buy. If it's a mortgage, for example, refinance the mortgage at the right time, pay it off at the right time, and then move on with the money that I have. Maybe take another credit to do the same investment, because I have a backup. I have a building already paid off. This is the strategy that probably will work, because otherwise I don't want to have any bad debt or good debt anymore if I can afford it. And for the future if you guys are really in the situation that I am, guys, first of all, make a list. Make a list of everything that you really own. Make a list of everything that you know, okay, maybe it's good to get rid of it. Second of all, try to find options. Try to find option how you can reduce the interest rate. Try to talk to the people, so that the one with the fire you can already pay it off right away, and the one with the flame you can maybe decide and talk to the person if you can make a payment plan or pay each month. It depends on who you own, if it's a bank or a private person. And the third thing is reduce your interest rates if possible. Reduce your interest rate if it's a credit card. I tried, it worked, but it was just for a short period of time. They gave me I think they gave me a month for the 2 credit cards. That's why I paid it off right away, because I was okay, for a month I had to work that 4 weeks like crazy, and so that I can pay it off and I don't have interest, which was amazing, and I paid it off completely. And that's the same thing. And the last but not least also is avoid any new debt. Try to reduce your expenses as good as possible. If you have the opportunity to reduce from a higher apartment to a small apartment, do it, just to get rid of all the debt and just to be stable. The goal is really, in the modern time, with all the inflation that is coming up, with all the new regulation and laws and everything that they are putting right now, it's not going to be easy for people who don't have a plan to sustain either good debt or bad debt. You need to avoid debt that you can't afford to pay it off. That's my opinion on debt in general right now, after my frustrated experience, guys. Okay, thank you so much, guys, for listening to my successful podcast right now. For me, it's successful, because I'm on my way to the 1,000. I'm going, and I'm happy for the little steps. So for me, it's successful. Thank you so much for taking your time. Thank you so much for listening. Next week, Wednesday, 3 a.m., we have a new topic, new fun situation, new amazing opinion. So tune in. I'm thanking you so much for your time. Don't forget to like, to share, and to follow Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, Salavi, and Natasha here, and I'm out. Mwah.